Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Derek here. Today we are reacting to another episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is Season 7, Episode 10. It is called Stolen. Before we jump into it, please consider leaving a like on the video, and please consider subscribing. That helps so much. But what happened last time? Last time was a rough episode. It was a really good episode. So we had it was all about time loops and just like somehow stopping the Zephyr from time skipping into itself and like imploding, I guess. Like it just kept getting sucked into this like vortex, and eventually they would like cease to exist, and Daisy kept waking up in this time loop, and every time she died she forgot stuff, and it was a whole thing, and it was a really fun, quirky, entertaining episode. And then the last like 5-6 minutes of it was really rough. Not like quality wise it was still wonderfully brilliant. It was just very sad because Enoch sadly sacrificed himself for the team. He took out his little modulator whatever thing so that they could use it to fix the time drive, and then he passed away. And you know, in and of itself that would have been pretty sad because I love Enoch, but you know, coinciding with me watching that episode, there was a whole bunch of like personal family stuff that I had going on of you know, losing a family member. At the time of watching that episode, that family member was in the hospital. Now, as of watching, sad to say, they have passed away. So it was really rough watching that episode, and then really rough editing the episode. So that's why it took so long. I wanted to take a little bit of time, you know, spend time with my family and things like that. So hopefully going forward things won't be as behind. I'm a few weeks behind. The series finale, the 2-hour series finale is I think it's literally airing like right now as I watch this. So you know, I'll catch up. Don't worry. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen this time. You know, what's her face, the Legend of Korra, she's learning how to control her powers a little bit better, and she's using like hatred to do it. I imagine there will be some aftermath regarding Enoch, but other than that I really have no idea what will happen in this episode. But yeah, let's check it out anyway. Before we start, please consider leaving a like on the video, and please subscribe. I love you so much. Let's go.
7 years from now, in the Balkans, you get wounded real ugly, lying there with your guts out. You call for an extract, but they refuse. You survive, but you and S.H.I.E.L.D. are over with. And you fall right into the loving arms of Hydra.
Oh wait, is this Frick, what's his name?
The future.
Oh, I know.
Why don't I call the site
The
warden?
clairvoyant. What was his
You
name?
wandered off.
Bill Paxton, his character.
Sweetheart, 2 more beers on my tab.
Okay.
Under the name John Garrett.
I knew it. Gosh dang it.
Congrats on getting into the academy.
Thanks, yeah. I thought I was in S.H.I.E.L.D., but turns out Deke wasn't authorized to make me an agent. The rest of the gang signed
Come
up
on.
too. Maybe we'll be reunited at the Triskelion after we graduate.
Oof. Yeah, you don't want to hang out there.
You're not in ET.
Nathaniel Malik's out there with Quake powers and a new base. You made a promise to Daisy's mom that you wouldn't have to fight him alone. I think it's time to keep that promise.
See what happens.
Wow. You take that off your hands?
I got it. Thanks.
Just thought I'd put some weight on the new leg as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Gemma noticed.
50s. At least he doesn't know chivalry is dead.
You couldn't control yourself. No matter how confused I was, I can't know. You were not confused. You were devastated. I've never seen you so freaked. You were inconsolable.
What did you do to Fitz, Gemma?
That's why I asked.
We can't lose any more parents.
This is about protecting your existence.
Aside from me and Yo-Yo,
Would it though? They've already changed so much in the timeline.
Nothing about her future or power.
If she's from a different timeline, she wouldn't cease to exist.
That was fast. He's hunting us.
Literally took seconds.
Prepare yourself.
He is a very good young Garrett. He's got, like, he looks a lot different, but he's definitely got Bill Paxton vibes.
But you have to bring back my daughter.
Oof, Daisy's not gonna like hearing that. She's like, hey yo, what the F?
What the hell, May?
Yep.
Did it just slip your mind that I have a sister?
We were trying not to be swallowed by a time storm.
Were you purposely trying to keep me in the dark?
When we were at Afterlife, she stole a gun from a guard, and I think she intended to use it on herself. But Nathaniel got to her. I think in the original timeline,
She went through with it.
Yep.
Which is why my mom would have left Afterlife to go do charity work and meet my dad. And
We can't go down that hole right now, Daisy.
Let me go with you.
No.
Yeah, so
Your mother to survive. You stand by.
them trying to protect their mother to save Daisy doesn't fully make sense, because if the mom never went away from Afterlife to do charity and meet her dad, Daisy would still never exist. It's like, this is a separate timeline. It doesn't matter if her mom dies.
You can see the
Like, it doesn't save her. It saves an alternate version of her, maybe, potentially, but you know, not likely.
process used to shield, Hydra, and humans, all committing horrors in the name of world order control.
You saved him from that oppression.
And from the crashing plane.
Yeah, but he's just a
What
new
power is he getting?
he's just a new person calling those shots. He's just a hypocrite. Like, what gives him the right to decide?
Why don't you put him out of his misery?
Yeah, but he's not done with the
Mercy
process
comes
yet.
in many forms.
Guy's gonna suck at his new ability.
Should have killed you years ago.
If this was the boys, they would have shown it.
Staying in the 80s wouldn't be my worst case scenario, but I know everybody wants to go home. And hey, at least we're still alive, right?
we followed wherever the Chronocoms went. They dictated time and place. The Zephyr could have been pre-programmed to follow.
But we took out the Chronocoms.
And the drive was damaged in the process. Every jump since then has been a malfunction. I sent him messages that disappeared into the depths of space. No answer.
Fitz is out there.
Yes.
Whatever's happening right now is happening for a reason.
Come on. Listen to Deke.
Fix this and get back to him.
That's a nice looking background.
Feel tingly.
It goes away.
Actually, it's not unpleasant.
If we head this way, we can find where they're keeping them.
Waiting is the hardest part.
Immediately clapped. Is Gordon dead?
Take him to be.
Call him Phil. We've seen it all, bud. Everything you did to me.
I'm sorry, have we met?
Not yet, but I got a sneak peek in my future, and you play a big part in it. Here's a hint. You vaporized me with a space laser.
Garrett. Clever. Digging up our greatest hits.
I'm not even mad. They let me watch you die a bunch of times. Made me feel better.
Oh yeah, which one was your favorite?
Long-haired creepo. Stabbed you with a pointy stick.
Yeah, Loki.
That was funny.
You haven't changed a bit. And I'm aware that statement makes no sense.
She's on to her.
No, I shouldn't. She can't know who I am.
Why not?
Because of the timeline.
The timeline is screwed. Pardon my
Yeah.
French. You're talking to a guy who served under I Like Ike and was supposed to be dead by now.
Zeus was like, timeline's effed.
Point is,
Just do it.
you got a rare opportunity here. I got a list of people long gone by now. I'd do anything to have one last stolen moment with. Regardless of what space-time has to say about it. I'll be your chaperone. How about that? You need me to bail you out? I'll be right there.
You really are square, aren't you?
Harsh, but yes.
I get to keep the old baby blues, right?
Good question. You know, I'm not really sure.
What? Whoa, no. Time out, man. That is not what I signed up for.
He's like, I want to keep my eyes.
I changed my mind.
You see? Everything worked out. Huh?
Did Gordon die then?
You don't know what you're doing giving that man that power.
It was written in the stars.
I wanted out, and I was out. I disappeared, reappeared. There should be a word for that.
You teleported.
I like that. Yeah, thanks, Phil.
All right, you think with enough practice you could take me with you? You could go.
Hang on. Is that? Oh, yep. Here it comes. Clear for takeoff, bud.
That guy's, he's a very good Garrett.
She's no outsider. Go on. Show her.
Show us what you got.
Vibrations. The more I tried to help, the more she pulled away. That must be hard. Being so close to someone and not being able to reach them.
Oh, come on, dude. Give her a hug.
I wanted her. My power has allowed me to live a long life. I used to think it was my greatest gift, but I was wrong. I was hurt.
Oh, Daisy's heart is just cracking in half right now.
Say something. I can't speak to your mother's reasons, but for me, sometimes trying to do the right thing comes out all wrong.
Can't let this happen to them.
Gordon, wait. It's okay. You're gonna be all right.
You're hilarious.
You just die? Gordo, you couldn't have just like chilled for a few minutes and gotten ready? Still getting the hang of it.
The landing part's a little tricky.
Colson called
You know,
God. Oh, she is so good.
all right.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Bye.
She's so freaking good though.
I've been looking all over.
Evil Matrix. His trench coat just looks so stupid. Like he's the epitome of like the gross gamer meme or whatever, where the guy's got the hat and the trench coat and the gross gnarly goatee. He's got powers though.
Do your thing.
Just throws it and it immediately appears in his leg.
It's okay. You said
don't shoot. The two of us in here, you want to bring the whole of River's End down on our heads?
That was so awkward. Don't shoot.
What have you done with her?
You still have Daisy. Isn't one daughter enough? Oh, you didn't know. Wow, it's like a season finale at Dallas around here. See, Hydra just cuts you open bits. If you're left for dead, your power's stolen. Daisy grows up alone. Sad. Finds you eventually, but by then you're all militant and she's with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Stop it.
You're on opposite sides. So you start to drain the life out of her.
Enough.
And it's working. You're about to kill her. But guess who steps in to crush your spine? Dear old...
Papa. Dear old daddy. How long has he had his ability?
I've done the math. I've had these powers a lot longer than you.
Yeah.
Leave my daughter alone.
Yo, what if she killed him?
Stay back. I won't say it again.
Mom, no!
Oh, he broke her neck. She's Gucci though. She can heal herself. Right? Oh, you done made her angry. Ooh, child. You best remember where you got your gifts from, boy. She's about to jack you up. And you just got shot. Is she like dead now? Can't she heal herself? Or is that like Gonzo good? Like for life? Because I know she died when her dad broke her spine. Is this like the same? Or could she make it out of here?
Who's this Garrett fella anyway?
He's here for Simmons?
There you are.
Shoot him.
Yo, Sousa. No hesitation. He's like, you know what? I don't got time for this monologue.
Still trying to find where he went, and Garrett's MIA.
Steve Shaw, answer your radio.
Hey, where are we going?
We're not going anywhere. You are.
The Zephyr's been hijacked.
My pal Sybil ran the numbers. Every outcome where we don't come out on top has one thing in common. He's gotten in our way long enough. And now you're gonna take us to him.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop them from taking the thing out of her head now that Enoch's gone. Frick, dude. Okay, so that was, they were still in 1983 for that episode, if I got things right. That was a very interesting episode. It was very standard quality for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think I'd probably give this episode a 7.5, maybe a 7.8. There wasn't anything particularly like crazy exciting about this episode. This was definitely just like as much as set up episodes of as they have had throughout the season for different little things. There's lots of thunder. This episode was definitely just like the very definition of setting up the final 3 episodes, while still providing some good emotional depth and situations to go through. So, similar to what Coulson said, they're digging up their greatest hits. So they literally went back in time and got young John Garrett. And that guy, the actor that does him, like he's somehow very, very different than John Garrett, than like Bill Paxton. But he's got like, there's so many little things that this guy does in his performance that are like, man, like that is uncanny how good he is. And so he brings him back. Just I don't know if they chose him for a specific reason, like if the Chronicoms chose him for a specific reason. I think the show just was like, hey man, this would be a cool guy to bring back. And I liked it. The actor they picked was great. And you know, once he's shown his future, he's obviously got a little bit of a vendetta to go after Coulson and the rest of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, he's obviously very upset. And they couldn't really bring in like a young Ward or anything like that. They had to find someone who was appropriately aged. You know, Gideon Malik, maybe they could have picked him, like work with his brother or whatever, give him abilities, but I like the decision to choose John Garrett. And yeah, they're taking S.H.I.E.L.D. abilities. I don't remember who the scientist was. What was his name? Let's see if it says.
As soon as Dr. Grady is finished, you'll get to dip your toe in.
Dr. Grady, who I can't remember if we have seen Dr. Grady in like was he like an old scientist in an early season episode, or like, I don't remember if we know who that is or if we've met him before. But he's like working hard on getting gifts from them and giving them to the normal people. And it's interesting because Nathaniel's whole speech of like, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D's doing this, Hydra's doing this, everyone's doing this, you're all just committing atrocities in the name of justice or peace or whatever word he chose. Like, you're all just another, like similar to Game of Thrones, where Daenerys was like, you're all just cogs on a wheel. This one's on top, then that one, then this one. He's essentially being like, hey, you're all just like horrible people. Like, what gives you the right to decide who has these things? But then he turns around and then appoints himself as the one who gets to decide. Like, what makes him worthy of deciding? Like, he's not opening this up to like a democratic election, being like, hey, who do we think should be allowed to have powers, or like something along those lines. He's just like, I'm choosing who I'm going to take powers from, and I'm choosing who I'm going to give them to, and it's all going to work towards my gain. Like, I don't even know like what his actual what does he want out of this? I know he wants anarchy in some sense, like, but that seems like a very short term in the moment thing. Like, what is his grand plan going forward? You know, Coulson literally told him Sybil just wants this planet. She's planning on killing all the people on it. Did he not believe him, or is he not aware of Sybil's plan? Is Sybil lying to him? Like, what does he think's going to happen when he helps her defeat S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like, is he just upset that they killed his dad? Like, what? But he didn't seem to like his dad, so like, what's going on here? Daisy finds out about her mom having another kid. That is definitely a shocker, to find out, like, no one's told you about this other child, and then just have that kind of dropped on you. That would suck. And then she has a nice talk with her mom of being like, yo, at first she's upset, but then she's talking to her mom. She's like, because she knows what her mom has been through and the things that happened to her to make her the way she is. And she's fully aware that she's also talking to a version of her mom before all that stuff happened. So she's still good-hearted. And then to have her mom literally say, like to her face, like talk about how she's actively trying to save someone who she still believes is good-hearted and there's still good in her. You know, there's probably a little bit of regret on Daisy's side of like her, because she didn't kill her mom. She didn't want to kill her mom. Her dad made that choice and killed her. I think if I remember correctly, Daisy she either wasn't gonna fight back or she was just gonna let things happen because she still believed that her mom was good and could be good. And then the dad stepped in and did the deed, breaking her spine. So, you know, there's probably a little pain there still for Daisy being like, yo, I believed you were still good and we ended up killing you. You know, what's going to happen to Cora? Like, all this stuff. And then she's talking to her about how, you know, she didn't have a mom, really. And then when she met her, she wasn't who she wanted her to be, and things went poorly. And, like, that's certainly rough. And then speaking of rough situations, Gemma has a talk with Deke about Fitz and the possibility that he might not be alive or in control of some situation, which is kind of a thought that I've been mulling around since the beginning of, like, they've talked a lot about how Fitz is, like, placing them in specific places and times, like when they jump, but it seems like I thought it's been established that they were just following the Chronicoms, like, and Fitz didn't necessarily like place them in that spot. They just, as soon as the Chronicoms jumped, they jumped, and they would follow them to a location and yada yada yada. Like, in my mind, Fitz had almost no input in that in the future, so I don't know what's going on with Fitz. I definitely didn't expect him to be not present in the first 10 episodes of this season. Who knows if he'll show up next episode, or like he's probably got to show up for the series finale. Like, I have to imagine whatever show he was on while they were filming this, like, he had to have gone to them and be like, yo, this is the series finale of this show that I've been on for like 10 years. You gotta give me like a few weeks just to go film this last episode. So he's got to show up in at least the 2-hour finale. Hopefully he'll show up in next episode. But, you know, Gemma's talking about, like, I sent messages and they could have just been going to nothing. Like, what if he's not there? What if he's dead? What if that's the reason? I don't want to remember. And Deke is like all of us. He's like, no, like, Fitz is Fitz. Fitz is alive. Like, how don't you dare say that? And then, yeah, Gordon and Coulson break in. And Gordon dies. That's a bummer. And his power goes to Garrett, who's just like, just the stupidest giddy kid in a candy store with his new power. Like, hate that man. As much as he is a joy to watch, that guy sucks. And then Sousa, being an absolute bro, he's like, yo, we're gonna go talk to your mom. And he gets he gets Daisy to have a nice conversation with her mom. And it's very sad, and it's just like, just very, very sad overall. And then Daisy and Jia-Ying and Nathaniel have their confrontation where he's monologuing and he's like, oh, what's the matter? One daughter wasn't enough. And then both Jia-Ying and Daisy are looking at each other like, God dang it. Daisy's like, really, right now is when you have to say that? Like, come on, dude. I was trying to do this later or not at all. And then the mom, Jia-Ying's like heartbroken. She's like, the woman that you were hurt by was me. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And you know, she's like, Daisy's like, this is enough. I'm power on you, boy. And then Nathaniel, like, he shoots her back, and he's like, I don't know if you realize, but I've had this gift for longer than you. Because how many years has Daisy had the gift? What, like 5 years maybe? By the time this rolls around, 5 years of her time. How long has it been since he took her power from her? Probably like 8? I don't know. But he's like, I've had my gift a lot longer than you. And then Jia Ying starts draining his life force. You know, she comes real close to killing him. And then he just breaks her neck. Now, this is another thing that I don't know if I fully understood back when they killed her initially. And like even now, because like they talked about in the earlier seasons when she was just like cut apart by Hydra, like the dad talks about how like she was in literal pieces, like he had to go find the pieces of her and put her back together, and then she like healed and was good. So it's like so theoretically she can survive these types of injuries. Like she survived years and years of being cut apart and tortured and all this, and stayed alive, and like she was in literal separate pieces, I believe is what they said, and then she was put back together and healed and was good again. Like she had scars across her face that were like thick scars, presumably where like her face had to be put back together. So like that was kind of one thing I didn't understand when they initially killed her in the earlier season, when Cal broke her back, like snapped her spine. Like, would she not have been able to recover from that? Like, she's got healing abilities. She can suck the life force from people, and she lives a long life. Like, theoretically, that shouldn't have permanently killed her. It maybe would take her out of commission for a while. So that brings it back to now when he snaps her neck. Like, I would assume that she should be like, that's always bugged me from the early season. Like she should be able to survive that. But I guess she just doesn't, and Daisy almost has the like tear down the whole world type moment in the little bunker. She's angry. And then she's about to go ham, and then he gets shot and runs away and finds Gordon. He doesn't find Gordon, finds Garrett, and they take Simmons. And so that's who they were after this whole time, was Simmons, because they want to take her implant out and find Fitz, because according to the simulations, anytime they don't succeed, it's because of Fitz. And so they need to stop him. And then it kind of ends with, Deke is on the ship, stowing away while this thing's taking off. Cora tries to do a little mini monologue with Coulson because she's feeling all confident in her powers and stuff. And she's like, oh, I'm so BA now. I can control my stuff. I'm an angry, sassy lady. And she's starting, maybe almost mid monologue. And Coulson's just like, ice her. I don't have time for this crap. Like, she was fully ready to get in a fight or do something, and he's just like, no, iced. Oh man, this show's so good. I can't wait for next episode. What did you guys think of this episode? Let me know down in the comments, because I think that's all I got. Those are my thoughts for this episode. Let me know what you thought. Again, please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed my reaction. If you want to see more from me, whether the final 3 episodes of this show or other shows going through the Umbrella Academy right now, The Boys will be coming up, Lucifer, tons of shows. Let me know. But otherwise, I will catch you guys next time. Peace.